All right. Good day, everyone. Good evening. If you are in West Africa, I think this is the time is 10:21 p.m. So we are going to be starting with our very first class. Uh, I want you to tell me or let me know if I'm audible. Please let me know if I'm audible, so that if my voice is not clear enough, I can adjust. Please tell me if I'm audible and if I am not. If the sound is not reverberating, if the sound is not echoing, please let me know. Thank you very much. The best way to tell me is to write in the comment section. So we need to get started at ASAP. Thank you. So please let me know if I'm audible so that we can get started. All right. Good day, everyone. Good evening. If you are in West Africa. Okay, from the test I have here, I think I'm very audible. So we're gonna be starting with the very first thing, which is setting our environment. So we are going to be setting our environment. I want to believe. Um, I understand that some of us don't have computers. So for those that have computers and internet available, if you don't have a computer as of yet, um, yes, and you have a mobile device, what you will do for me now is just get yourself a pen and paper. Of course, we're going to be doing a lot of jotting, a lot of writing, a lot of coding, and a lot of setting. So this is the very first class. My name is Timson. I'm going to be your instructor, and of course, for the backend development, we are going to be starting with Java. Of course, I told you we are going to be using a lot of programming languages for the backend. We're going to be learning a lot, but of course, we are going to be starting with Java. So, why do I have to start with Java? Yeah, I understand that most of you are beginners. Um, I don't want to assume any of us here has some level of experience. I don't want to assume that. Let's assume nobody knows anything, including myself. So, um, what I would do right now is before I start off with setting the environment, I will need each and every one of us to um, just a form of introduction. Introduce yourself. Write your name, your full name, on the comment section. Let me see so that we can exchange pleasantry. Then we get started. It's just a formal way of saying this is our first class. This is my, of course, our first class. So I think we should know it's normal. I have introduced myself. I've told you my name. and of course, I've told you you are aware of the platform that you're gonna be learning with. So it will be of great pleasure if I can get to know you. Just write your name, the country you are learning from, or the country you're watching me from. It's nothing for just for pleasantry reason. Thank you very much. We can quickly do that. Okay, please. While we wait, let's just do that quickly. Let's get to know ourselves. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to do some settings so that we can get started. Sorry. Okay. Right now, I can see everybody. Yeah, Paul Olaujo from Nigeria. Welcome. Again. Okay. Good evening, Stanley Easy. Okay. Thank you very much for letting me know that you can hear me loud and clear. David Oseghale. Good evening. I think that's from Edo State in Nigeria. I have Mazuba Amuchinje, loud and clear. Thank you very much. Olisa Chukebuka, yes, you are. Thank you very much. Len with Paul, good evening. Olisa Martins Chukebuka, thank you very much. Fraser Machas from Zambia, thank you. Yeah, I can see. Thank you from Nigeria, from Zambia. Chuenda, yeah, my very Chuenda. Thank you very much. Um, Angel from Zambia, it's nice meeting you. Um, Mistura, good evening. Then Pascal from Nigeria, good evening. And of course, Mazuba from Zambia. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining up. Um, the very first thing is, well, fine, we need to do our settings, but I want to understand that some of us don't have six, especially in Nigeria, we are most likely, um, it's easy for us to move around with our mobile device than with our uh, with our laptops because we are much more handy with our phones. So I understand that, and of course I understand that some of us may not have the system powered as of yet. So all I would do now is, first of all, let's start with setting an environment for those that are using mobile device, and of course that will go to those that are using that is going to be using those that are going to be using their laptops or any other systems on any other computer systems. So first of all, let's go to you can just go to Google and you can just type in uh, online Java compiler, online Java compiler, so that you can. Okay, so here we have Programmies. This very one here, Programmies. So you can click on Programmies. So when you click on Programmies, I'll make sure it is loading. So I have mine loading here. So yeah, this is Programmies. So you can run your code on the go on Programmies. You understand? You can. It's free. You don't have to pay. It's free, and of course we have different programming languages here. Even we also have our markup language. Yeah, we have database, we have R, we have Python, we have C, C++, C Sharp, JavaScript, Go, PHP, Swift, Rust. So of course, this one that is being ticked, this blue one is the one we are going to be making use of because that is for Java. So here, for those that are going to be using mobile device, you can just stick with this. So this is it, programmist.com. Just go to programmist.com. I don't know if you can see this thing. Let me zoom. Let me try to zoom so that you can see. This is it, programmist. So I don't know if you can see it very clearly. So it's visible. So let me reset the zoom so that so so program me's. Let me write it in the comment section so that you will see. So programmist.com, so programmist.com /Java. uh, programming slash Java programming slash online compiler slash online compiler slash. So this is the URL that you are going to be using for those that are on mobile. So, but if you are not on mobile, if you have your mobile, if you have your system, if you have a computer, either your computer or your laptop, let's go back to google.com. Let's go back to google.com. So go back to google.com. So it's loading. So when you get to google.com, there are certain things that we need first. I'm going to explain the reason or the use case for those things that we are going to be installing, because we need to install some packages first. So those extension, those installations, I'll tell you the use case of each of those installations. They are necessary. We need to install some software for us to be able to begin to do anything with Java, or for us to begin running our code or writing our code. So we need to install some software. So the very first thing we are going to do is to type Java JDK, Java JDK download, Java JDK downloads. So just type Java JDK downloads. If you can't see it, let me zoom a bit, so you will see what I've stand out. You will see that I just typed Java JDK downloads. So let me zoom back. Let me zoom. Let me. So Java JDK downloads. So you punch enter. So when you punch enter, the very first one that you see that has Oracle. Let me zoom. This one here. The very first thing that you see here, Java downloads Oracle. Just click on it. So when you click on it, it takes you to Java. To Oracle page. That is the Oracle website. So when you get to Oracle website, now Oracle are the owner of Java. They are the owner of Java. Java is owned by Oracle. Originally, it was owned by Sun Microsystem, but Oracle is now the owner. So just know that is just all I have to tell you. So now we have different version. We have Java 23, we have Java 21, and we have the earlier versions available now. Do you understand? We have Java 23, Java 21, and the earlier versions, of course, after I said, are available. So Java 23 is the latest release of the Java SE platform. Then Java 21 is the latest long-term support, LTS. So long-term support is LTS release of the Java SE platform. So the earlier JDK versions are available below. So these are the earlier ones that are available. Yeah. So now it depends on. Now you will see here that we have different operating systems. I'm on Mac. So if you're on Linux, these are the ones you pick from. If you're on Linux, just click on this third one, 1, 2, 3. This one with 231.64 MB. So you click on it, or you click on this one, which is ARM64 RPM package. Then this one is x64 compressed archive. So you pick any of those. Then if you're on Mac, you come to the Mac, depending on the kind of Mac. For me, I will just have to pick this x64 compressed archive, and of course, I will open it upon download. Then if you're on Windows, just come to x64 installer, this middle one. So when you click it, I'm not gonna click it, but when you click it, it will route you to. Let me just click. So if you're on Windows, just click it. Because I'm on Mac, I'm not on Windows, so I won't click it. Let me click the one that is for Mac. So let me click these. I'm not going to install it because I already have it, so I'm not going to install it. So after you've done that, you will see that it's loading. Do you understand? You will see that it's loading. Just follow the prompt. Okay, let's wait for it to load. Let's wait for it to load. Or since we can't wait, let me just, I have it already. So after you have done that, follow the prompt. um you don't have to customize anything, just follow the prompt through. So the moment you follow the prompt, you come to your terminal. If you're on Windows, it's called command prompt. Just come to, if you're on Windows, just search for command prompt. I'm going to repeat this section. The reason why I'm going to repeat this section, I'm not going to repeat the tutorial section. I'm going to repeat the uh, settings section, the installation section, so that I can, you know, switch between different operating systems, so that you will have, uh, it's just for the benefit of those that will be struggling afterwards. So I don't want you to struggle. I want to make this as simple as possible. Do you understand? I want to make this training as simple as possible. I don't want to. I don't want you to have any. I don't want you to feel that anything is. I don't want you to feel left out in any way whatsoever. So I want you to understand every bit of what I'm doing. And if there's any question, if there's anything you are missing, just let me know. You have the comment section. You can just type it. I'm seeing the comments here. I'm seeing everything in the comment section. You can just type and let me know. If I'm not audible enough, let me know. If there's anything you don't understand, just type it. I will explain on the go. Do you understand? So, just if you're Mac, you can type terminal, and if you're on Windows, it is command prompt. So the moment you type terminal, now why I'm typing terminal is to show you something that I want to run. I want to run something to confirm that I have installed I have installed JDK. So let me come in. Okay, I have it in. So let me say go down, deactivate. So sorry, deactivate. What's deactivate? Yeah. So I'm going to type something. I hope you can see my command prompt. Let me zoom it a little bit for you to see. So let me clear this so that I will have a clean slate. So I want to type something, and that is the same thing you should type on your command prompt or your terminal. So I want you to type this. I want you to type um, Java dash dash version. You should have something like this. Let me zoom a bit. Sorry. Let me zoom. So you should have something like this. Java. I'm on Java 20. So you should have something like this. If your own is Java 20, if it is JDK 23, then you will see Java 23. If it is JDK whatever version, you will see Java whatever version. So you should see something like this, or you can as well type. Um, you can as well type. Let me zoom back. So let me say. Let me clear it. Sorry. You can type Java C dash dash version. So if you have this thing, that means you see I have Java C. Java C is simply Java compiler 20.0.0.2. So that means I have Java or JDK successfully installed. If there's any question, please ask. I want to be seeing questions. If there's any question, please ask. So right now, it is obvious I have what JDK installed successfully. So having that, now let me quickly go back to. Sorry. Let me go back here. So the next thing is to also do. We also need an ID. What is an ID? ID is simply an independent uh, development environment. Now, an IDE is just an environment where we run our code. Do you understand? So if you want to run your code, you need an IDE. So the IDE now is what we are going to what to download and install. So what are the IDE we are going to be using? I will introduce you to an all-in-one IDE, a very good IDE, which is called VS Code, Visual Studio Code. So on in Google, when you get to Google, in the search bar, just type VS Code. So just type VS Code download. So when you type VS Code download, the very first one is this. I have it installed. Just click on it, follow the command, and get it installed. Like I said before, I just don't want to waste time on installation. Do you understand? Um, I just want to be fast as possible on this installation so that we can get started. We can start running code. Do you understand? So when you install it, when you install it, um, click on it. It will start the download. But I already have it. I don't need to download it. So since I have it, I won't download it. So when you click on that, it will take you to this environment. So if you're on Windows, you click on your installer. If you're on Linux, either Debian, because Linux has different distros, you can click on either any of these. We have the Deb for Debian. We have this. We have this. We have this. And if you're on Mac, you click on, depending on the kind of Mac that you run, you click on it. So if you're running on Intel chip, you click on it. If you're running on Silicon, you click on Apple Silicon, whichever Mac you're running on. So mine is installed, but I think I will create a special session for this installation. So after that, we now um go to our IDE. But if you're having difficulty in following through, it's not an issue. Just go straight to this URL, programmers.com/java hyphen programming slash online compiler. So just go there and of course follow through. Do you understand? While pending the time we um pending the time I create another tutorial strictly for setting your environment. So let's get started. Let's get started. Uh let's get started. Come in, hold on. I want to start on a clean slate. So the very first thing for you to do is this. I want you to create a folder, a directory. Yeah. I'll call the directory Java. You can call the directory anything you'll deem fit. I will call mine. I'll call mine um, Java lesson 1. Directory is simply a folder. Anytime you hear the word directory, just know they are talking about folder. So having created mine, I will now drag this directory down here on top of this icon. Look at this icon here. This is a Visual Studio Code icon. You understand? So I'll just drag it and drop it up on the icon. Sorry. So when I drop it on the icon, you can decide to even open the icon and drag it inside. So it will open it. It's not an issue. So let's wait for it to load. Let's wait for it to load. Like I told you, I'm going to explain everything. Everything will be clear to you. Just let's take it step by step. So now, after opening this, let me zoom this a little bit. Let me zoom this. You can decide to close this. Now, after opening this, I want you to create a file. Look at this. There's a tray here, and there are icons there. So there's a file icon here because you need an executable file. What is an executable file? Executable files are files that are used to run your execution or to execute your code. We have different kind of executable file. We have text files. These are executable files. We have source file, which are source code file. These are executable file. We have bash file. Any file is called any file that you can um, execute on the run is called an executable file. So, and this executable file has something known as extension. You understand? Executable files have extensions. What are extensions? Extensions are just like you would have seen a picture extension like .jpg, .jpeg, .png. So those are extensions. So executable files to have files to have extensions. So text file you would have seen .txt. Those are what file extension. I mean text file extension. So different kind of extensions. So also source code they have their own what executable file extension, which is in the case of Java it is .java. In the case of Python it is .py. In the case of JavaScript is .js. In the case of Rust is .rust. In case of .rs. In case of Go is .go and so on and so forth. So in case of Java, now we want to create an executable file for Java, and that executable file is the file we are going to use to run our code. Do you understand? We are going to compile our Java code on. Now, what do we name our Java file? You can decide to name it anything. Do you understand? Name your Java file anything, but mind you, there are keywords that you must not mimic. There are special words in Java that you must not mimic, and always make your file explains what your code is doing. I'm going to take you through all those, how you can name your file, how you can name your variables. So let's just take it step by step. Like I said, step by step. This is a live class. It's not going to be a rushing class. It's going to be step by step class. It's a live class. So let's say I want to call let me say I want to call my executable file hello world. Do you understand? So mind you, I'm going to say hello uppercase, and I will tell you why it is uppercase. You are going to know why I'm starting my executable file with uppercase. Hello H, that's uppercase H. Hello, I can say world. Hello world is normal lingua if you are getting started, or if you are starting up, if you are just starting a programming language. You just introduce yourself to the programming world. Hello world, that's the normal. It's been a convention now that we all follow. So hello world dot extension Java. You understand? So you have this icon. In your own case, you might not have this cup of tea icon. So to have this, you need to do some. You need to install some dependencies. You need to install some. You need to do some installations. So those dependencies are extensions that are needed for you to run your Java code, and of course to style your Java code. So you will come to this. You will see these left-sided icons here. So here you see four cubes like Tetris game. Then you click on, you will see extensions. I'm hovering on it. You're seeing extension. So click on it. So when you click on it, I will need you to install three extensions, three packages for you to run your Java. First of all, write extension, or you can say Java extension. Just type Java extensions. Let's wait. So it has loaded. So you can just come to, you can say, I think, let me see this one of Oracle, Java platform extensions. You can install these. Then extension pack for, let me click on it. In my own case, because I have it installed already, so you'll be seeing disable or all install. So you understand? But in your own case, you will see install. Do you understand? And enable. In your own case, enable, install. That's what you will see. But in my own case, because I have it already, you will just see, enable and uninstall, because I have them enabled and installed already. So you can choose these. You can as well choose then to style your icons. Just write file icons. So you can just set file icon themes or disables and stuff like that. But your own case is install, uninstall. My own case is uninstall and disable. Your own case is install. So when you have that done, do you understand? So when you have that done, then you are good to go. You are set for running your Java code. But of course, we are not going to be running it on the go like that. I need to still make, or I still have some explanations to do. So what are the explanations? Before I say anything, let me create a text file where I'll be writing some notes for us to. I told you you're going to be needing pen and paper. So the text file is going to be, let me call it notes.txt. Like I said, it's text file. So this text file is just for me to explain some certain things. And of course, if there's anything that you have missed while I was talking, you can just call my attention to it via the comment section, so I can, you know, I can explain to you. Now, what is Java? I have explained to us in our orientation video why we had our life on orientation, our life orientation. I explained what backend is, and of course, and I told us the programming languages we're gonna be needing for the backend. I'm gonna do the gone were those days where you just be needing one programming language and you call yourself web developer. But these days it's just more beyond. It's just beyond that. So it's not you dwelling on one programming language and thinking you are a web developer. It doesn't work that way any longer. I must tell you the truth. So the truth is, if you are a backend developer, you must have at least two, three languages. You know, harm yourself with two, three languages and know some stuff. Of course, so have it in the next 6, 8, 9 months. Of course, you should be done. So that said, we are starting off with Java. Of course, we are saying that. So what is Java? First question, what is Java? Listen attentively. Java is a programming language. It's not just a programming language. It's a static programming language. I will explain what that means. Do you understand? Let me first of all run us through how Java was developed and when it was developed. I'm going to be fast there because we don't need that as much as such. So Java was developed by Sun Microsystems. It was developed as an object-oriented language. Don't worry about that term. We are going to understand what it is eventually. Just listen. So it was developed initially by Sun Microsystems as an object-oriented language for general purpose business applications and for interactive World Wide Web based internet applications. Do you understand? So it has advantages, of course, and most of the advantages that made Java so popular in recent years is about its security features and the fact that it is architecturally something I called architecturally neutral. Architecturally architecturally neutral. What this means is that you don't have to you can write there's something we call WORA. WORA. Java follows something that is known as WORA. WORA means write once, run anywhere. It has no business with any architecture that you are using. It has no business, unlike other languages, you can use Java to write a program that runs on any operating system. You understand? Such as Windows. When we talk about operating systems, those are the software that enable your that enables your system, your computers, your device to run, to operate. So we're talking about Windows, Mac OS, or Linux. You understand? I'm talking about device such as PC. You understand? So we also have operating systems on phones and tablets, the ones in phones that you know as Android, stuff like that. You understand? So what that architecturally neutral simply means is that it's a programming language that can run on any operating system. So Java can run on a wide variety of computers and devices because it does not execute instructions on computers directly. Instead, Java runs on something that is known as a kind of hypothetical. Let me use the word hypothetical computer. When you say hypothesis, something that is just like an assumption. So let's say an hypothetical computer. You understand? It runs on an hypothetical computer known as JVM. JVM simply stands for JVM. I'm trying to destructure the embodiment of Java before we run into it. So I'm going to explain everything. Don't worry. JVM simply means Java Virtual machine. This is just like a computer, but like I said, it is hypothetical computer, something that we assume. Do you understand? So, as far as there is JVM, Java doesn't care the kind of operating system your device has. You understand? So, when programmers call the JVM hypothetical, when I say hypothetical, what we mean is, or what I mean is, it doesn't exist. But of course, it is there. So instead, uh, it's okay. Let me say, by hypothetical, I mean, yeah, like I say, it doesn't exist, but it's there. It's not something that is on a physical state. It's something that is, uh, uh, it's not a physical entity that is created for hardware. You understand? So, but it's something that is entirely of software. You understand? So, as far as that thing is there, Java can run on any operating system. You understand? So, um, Java depends on JVM extensively for it to run. So now that we've understood, I don't know if I've explained that. If you have any questions, please just write in the comment section so that I can be responding to that questions. If you have any questions, if I'm too fast, let me know. If I'm too slow, let me know. If you're not understanding anything, it's not the time for you to. You don't have to shy. They don't. There's no shyness in programming. Everybody's a novice. You understand? Until you get to know something. So ask questions. There's no bad question. There's no stupid question in programming. Just ask questions. I will answer you. So that is that about JVM, whatever, whatever. But of course, I'm still going to explain. I'm going to use an illustration to explain JVM in a proper way. So now, what is Java? If you have been asked what is Java, what would you say? How would you understand it? Let me say, you can say Java is a programming language. It's a static programming language. I'm going to explain each of these concepts here. It's a static programming language. I don't know. Let me zoom a bit so that you can see. So let me collapse this side. Yes. Let me zoom. Yeah, I think this is fair. So Java is a static programming language that is compiled. Okay, let me come in. Let me create a word wrap. Yeah, so that the word can wrap. Yeah, Java is a static programming language that is compiled. Uh, it's a static programming language that is compiled. Um, I want to use something that we just. I just don't want to use big words. I want to simplify it. Mm, I want to explain it using its features. So it's a static programming language that is compiled. Um, okay, let me put it this way. Okay, let me say it's a high level static. I mean, it's a high level. It's a high level static programming language that is compiled. Um, it's a high level static programming language that is compiled. Conforms. Okay, let me say that is compiled object oriented. Object oriented. Java is a high level programming language, high level static programming language that is compiled object oriented, um, supports garbage collections, and concurrencies, concurrency. Okay, support garbage concurrent. Okay, let me do it this way. Okay, concurrent, con, yeah, concurrent, and support garbage collections. So let's just make do with this. Now, Java is a high level programming language. What do we mean by high level? The word high level is something that depicts its nearness to uh, machine language. Do you understand? The language we speak is human language. The language computer speaks is machine language. But how do we communicate with computer? We can't write machine numbers. You understand? It's so tedious. So the programming language is such that it's a kind of abstraction, a kind of bridge, that we use to communicate. I mean, that we use to give certain commands to the computer. Do you understand? So by eye level, the eye level shows uh, how close it is to the machine. Do you understand? So by eye level, we have low level language, and those low level languages are we have low level languages like C. We have low level languages like uh, okay, let's say C. Then we have some middle level languages like say C++. So C and C++ of course are of the same speed when it comes to um, closeness to the hardware. So by high level, we are talking about the closeness to hardware. Do you understand? So we have high level and we have low level. Some languages are middle level, which is C++. So just know that C++ are what? Between low and high level. I mean, between low and middle level. So high level, Java is a high level language. It's as fast as possible. In fact, it's faster than most high level programming languages. So, okay, any question here? How do I run the Java version in Windows command prompt? Okay, just type Java. You can see Java C dash dash version. So you can type Java C dash space must be in between Java C and dash dash version. So Java is what a high level programming. So by high level we mean the speed and its closeness to the machine or to the hardware. Then we're talking about static programming language. What does static means? Static is not something in yeah, static simply in the literal sense, static means something that is positioned to a particular state. Do you understand? But in programming language such as Java, by static, we mean it is not a dynamic programming language. How do we mean? Now, in other programming languages, if I have to store value in a variable, do you understand? I need to specify the data types. Okay, what kind of data are you storing inside a particular variable? Do you understand? So, internal or external command. Yeah, I understand why it is doing so. Basically, because maybe the way you install it. But meanwhile, I will um, I will do a video on how to install it properly. So the video will be ready for you tomorrow so that you guys can install it. So I'll do a video on that, a special video on how to install both on Windows and on Mac. So don't worry, it's not an issue. Then that said, secondly, I would want you to stay put with programmist.com. That's where we're going to be running our um, program on. We are going to be using programmist.com, this site that I just posted. So use that for now. So by the work, so Java expects you to tell it, okay, to tell him, okay, what kind of data are you storing in a particular variable that you have declared? Are you storing an integer? Are you storing a string or whatever or character? So Java expects that. Then we're talking about compiled language. We have different kind of languages. We have compiled languages, and uh, we have compiled languages, and we have languages that are not compiled. Example of such are what? Python, JavaScript. Do you understand? So compiled language, uh, it's a language that, unlike Python, that is an interpreted language. Compilation, compilation is a way to um, convert our human readable programming language to, or human readable programming command to that which is understood by the machine. So it is called a bytecode. So it converts our programming languages or our code to bytecode so that the computer can what? Interpret it. Do you understand? Can understand the interpretation of it. I'm going to show you a graphical illustration of how that is done. So that is what, then by object oriented simply means when you use object code to depict real life scenario object. So I'm going to explain, we are going to encounter that, so it's not something that you stress yourself on. Then concurrent, what is concurrent? Concurrency is a situation. Let me explain using a real life scenario. Let's say, for example, you want to book a cinema ticket. Do you understand? And you maybe there's only one ticket remaining. Do you understand? Concurrency make sure that this situation of overbooking is not done if, let's say, two or three persons are trying to book the last ticket. In a way, concurrency maintains that um, uh, there's no overbooking. You understand? So that two persons or three persons cannot book one ticket at a time. So something like that. So that is concurrency. You can of course put that in Google. It's not something that should waste our time in. Any other question? How do I find the install apps in my system? Install apps. Go to, okay. Let me go to your, I don't know where you install it. Did you install it on downloads? Of course, it should be on downloads. Go to your file explorer. When you go to file explorer, click it. If you're on Windows, click on your file explorer. It will show you, it will show you different environment. So you will see desktop, you will see network, you will see. So just locate downloads. Click on downloads. You will see it there. So you can't, even if you see it there, yeah, you can't, there's something that you need to do that is called environment variable. You can't do that. I need to put you through. That's why I said you should be calm. Just follow programmings.com compiler so that we will use that for now, for today. So then that is concurrent. Then supports garbage collections. So garbage collection is not, when you hear the word garbage, it's not the normal garbage that you are thinking of. Garbage collection is this. For every variable that you declare, for every variable that you declare, or okay, for every variable that you declare or you have assigned a value to, you are opening up a memory or a space in your computer. So for that, if you are not making use of that variable in the long run, instead of a space to be just not being used on your system and be occupied, there's a way Java garbage collects it until you make reference to that same variable before it's not being released. So that is just the concept of what garbage collections. So now that we've explained that, if you don't understand, of course we have a group. You can, of course, I will further drop a note for you to read on, of course, and I've given you a textbook. So I'll still further give you a simplified note, well written, and I mean well written note to further buttress what I have said. So now I want to I want to type a code. I want to run a code, and I want to tell you what the code is, what it does, the stages it went through before it can be compiled. So let's look at this. Go to programmings.com. I've sent you the link. Let me resend it. Let me resend it so that let me. I think it's there. You can just go. Let me resend it. I've sent you a link. Go to that website. You will, yeah, programmings.com/java programming/online compiler. Click on it. Let's go there and let's see how we compare. I'm not going to be using that. I'm going to be using my IDE. So I'll go to my IDE. So I want to run a code. So let me run a code now. Though I will go to programming and I will run it again in programming to see that it runs the same way. So the first thing is this. I will say public class hello world. Coming hello world. Open a squiggly. Sorry. Open a squiggly. So now I type programming class hello world. I open a squiggly. There's this first bracket. Squiggly is just curly braces. Curly braces. So I open a squiggly and I write again public static void main. You see each of these things here, each of these statements here, I will tell you what it means. So don't feel intimidated by what I've written. So public static void main string hags and what system.out.print line then hello world. Now this first public here, let me run it first and let's see what it will give us. So if I run it, it will compile. After compiling, okay, sorry, I have a bug. So it's telling me that it's expecting a squiggly, one more squiggly. So let's see where the error comes in. Error is a normal thing in your code. I think I have no error. I think I have no error. No error. Let me run it again. Yeah. So hello world. The hello world is what I have typed here. So it's giving me this thing here. So if I change this to, let me pick somebody's name. Let me say hello Lisa. Let me say hello Lisa. So to tell you that it will run hello Lisa. So whatsoever value I pass there, that is what it will run. So this is the first. If you have done this successfully, you have just run. You have done just done. You have just run one code, and of course, congratulations. As believe me or not, you have successfully run a code. So this is it. Let me explain each of these things. I will pick this. Let me just copy this code. This code. Let me copy the code and go to let me come in. So let me go to oh let me go to programmers. Go to that site that I sent to you. So let me go to programmers. So let me just clean up these and copy the code that I wrote there and run it. Just come here and run it. So when you run it, let's wait for it to run. So when you run it, sorry, it's saying the public. It's why? It's okay. I must maintain their own class name because they are using uh so let me run it. So after running it, it gave me what I expected. It said run successfully. Try program is up. So let me just say hello world, yeah. Let me type hello world. Let me type hello world. If I type hello world and run again, yes, hello world. You see that it's running successfully. So what is this? What is this? What are these boilerplates that I'm writing? What are these commands? What are these codes? So the word public here simply means is called access modifier. It specifies the access to your source file, to your what class. This class is simply uh is simply a blueprint from which an object is formed. Of course, you are going to know what those things mean. Then this hello world is the name of our file. You see that I created a file here, hello world. So if I change this hello world to hello, say Olisa, or hello anybody, or hello continent, I have to make this hello continent. And mind you, I'm following the capital format. I mean the case format here. Here you see that the first letter here is started with what, uppercase. So I must follow that convention too. So here, access modifier, blueprint from which an object is formed, and of course the name of the class. So this name of the class is also what, the name of your file. I can decide to change this name to main and change this to main. It doesn't matter. So the second one here is what, public, which is also, you will see that after that I created what, two curly braces. This curly braces is known as what, the class body. It is called the class body. The next one here is public static void main. Now this public here is also an access modifier. Do you understand? That is the access to this method. This static means that this method here does not need what. Let's over on it and let's see a suggestion that is being given to us by Pylance, but sorry, IntelliSense rather. So by this static, it means the class needs not to be what, the class does not need an object to be instantiated. That is meaning of what, static. Then void means that there is not going to be a return type. You get to know all these things, but of course, let me go gradually. By the time we immerse ourselves into this, you will understand everything about it. This class is not theoretical class, so I'm just trying my best to explain some terminologies, so that by the time we get into it, there won't be any need for us to start explaining meaning of each of those things. So we have here main. This main is just a name given to it to mean it's a main method. Do you understand? Then we have this string. Mind you, this string is uppercase X. So these strings and this two block bracket it means string of array. That's a string of array of characters. Do you understand? It means array of characters, not one character. Characters. It means string. So this args means argument. That means argument that does not take any external argument. It's just, those are the normal boilerplate. By boilerplate, I mean something that must follow through, something that is just a template. Then we have here, it has its own what, body too. So this body, you define a body of a code with what, curly braces. So these two curly braces here, you will see they are in different colors. I think purple. So these curly braces here are what, are the body for the method. Then we also have here system. This system means a class. Do you understand? It's also a class. Dot out dot print. This is a class dot out dot print. So this command here is what we use in. It is the command that what helps us to execute our code. Do you understand? That means system.out.println. It's a print statement. So this print line here is a method. This print line here is a method. So then this hello Olisa is what? A collection of strings. It's a collection of what? It's a collection of string. You understand? So by this semicolon here, it means an end to our what? To our line. So you close it and you close everything. So by the time you run it, it will what? Execute. So let's wait. So it's executing. Hello Olisa. So you can try to change it to anything you deem fit. Any question before I go beyond here? Any question? Please type your question before I go beyond here, please. So I'm waiting. Any question, please? So I'm waiting. If you have any question, please let me know so that I can quickly attend to that. Sorry, if you have any question, please let me know. Any question, please? Okay. I think I'm having a couple of questions here. What of all the other things that the output is giving? Okay. Those are just the instructions. Those are just if you check here, if you check here, these are just directories on my device. You understand? So it's before it's run, it's cd. Cd means change directory. It's changing directory to my user. It's changing directory to my users. So the users is just it's just okay to my users, then to my Mac, to my desktop where I created the folder, and the name of the folder. The folder is simply directory. Anytime you hear the word directory, it's folder. So it's just uh, taking you through the path to where the file, the source file is. So this is the source file. This is the source file. It's taking you through. It's just explaining how it changed directory through the path up till where I have this executable file hello world.java. You understand? So those are not something that concerns you. Those are just your concern is just the output, and this is the output. So I think I have answered that. Any other question? Um, when I run the code, I don't see anything in my Apple but terminal. Now, here I have. If you take a look at it, I know what this is what you are saying. So try to navigate to output. You understand? So don't. This is terminal. You will just be saying terminal, but come to output here. You will see uh, your you will see the result of your output. So do we ignore that or what? Yeah, ignore that. Then when I run the code, I don't think. Okay. So that is that. Any other question so that we don't waste much of our time? Any other question, please? So now let me quickly explain. We are still going to be having um we are still going to be having this Java class tomorrow. So I think we will have a repeat of it, though we go a bit beyond what we've done. So we have a repeat of it. So just brace yourself. So next one we have to go to I want to quickly explain how the code is run. Now take a look at this. This is how it runs. You as a developer, you write your code. This is your source file, which is the executable file. So in their own case, they have text.java. Look at it, you see that the T is written in uppercase. Do you understand? Text.java, which is the Java source file, and executable file, same thing. So after written it, the developer runs it, and after it is being run, then it will be compiled. And what compiles it? It is what? The Java C, which is an acronym for Java compiler. Then the moment it's being compiled, after it's been compiled by Java compiler, it will be compiled to what is known as Java bytecode. Do you understand? So the bytecode now goes to the bytecode file, which is inside this Java C. Do you understand? So what you will have, the executable file that you'll be having there is java.class. So it contains bytecode. So the bytecode is now then executed by JVM. You understand? Inside the JVM is just like a superset of another software known as Java interpreter. That Java interpreter is what interprets it to the operating system. Do you understand? So then it now sends it to what? To the operating system. So the operating system now displays it to what you will now see, and that is what we are seeing. So in this case here, in our own case here, this is what is now being displayed. So the process goes through from the Java source code to Java compiler. So I told you the source code is stored on a disk in a file, which is what? A file with executable file. Executable ending with .java. Then from the source code, it now goes to the compiler. The compiler compiles and creates some kind of bytecode that is stored on a disk in a file ending with what? .class. Then from there, it's now taken to the JVM. Inside the JVM, we have Java interpreter that interprets the code. So the JVM now sends it to what? The operating system. Do you understand? Also, the JVM, another function of the JVM is that it performs a kind of security checks that translates bytecode to machine language, which executes. Do you understand? So it's a form of security check too. Do you understand? So any question from the explanation I just made? Any question from the explanation? Any question? No question. Okay. If you have any question, you can still write in the comment section so that I can quickly talk on that. Now, let me repeat the explanation of what this is. Now, this system, look at the information given to us. They say the system class contains several useful class fields and methods. It cannot be instantiated. That means you cannot assign it. That is meaning of instantiated. You cannot have any assignment. Among the facilities provided by the system class are standard input, standard output. So it's just simply standard input and standard output for those that might have done C or C++ before. And error output streams. Access to externally defined properties and environment variables. A means of loading files and libraries, and a utility method for quickly copying a portion of an array. This is two verbose. Do you understand? So what it simply means is that just know that this system is a class. Anywhere you hear the word class, just know that the identifier simply means a name given to that class. We start with uppercase. Do you understand? So the identifier of that set class, we start with what? Uppercase. So in this case here, system is an identifier, is a name. So, and the class name is what? Must start with what? S. That's why public class, after this class, the word that proceed, which is our file name, was what? Have what? An uppercase H. because any name, any identifier given to a class must what begin or proceed with what, an uppercase letter. So the system is a class. These two dots here, this dot and this dot, these are what separate classes, object, and method. Like I said, I told you what a class is. A class is a blueprint from which an object is formed. Then an object is an instance of a class, is what instantiates a class. Do you understand? So these dots here are what separate the object and the method. So the method is what performs a function on behalf of a class. Do you understand? So this print line here, so this is a method. Sorry. Okay, let me arrange it. So this out here is what? It's an object. Then this print line is what? A method. So just know that a method must have, when you write a method, if I say, anytime I write the method, okay, anytime I write class, the class name must precede what? Uppercase. Let me look for a name. Let me say main. Main. You will see that the M here starts with what? Uppercase. But I can't write it like this. This is wrong. Because this is a class. And the class name, which is called class identifier, must start with what? Uppercase. That's why you must have uppercase M. But if it's a method, you don't need to have a keyword like class or method. You understand? So you just have, if it's a method, you don't need to even start with it uppercase, just write lowercase. And a method must have what? An open and close parenthesis or bracket, the way we call it in Africa. Do you understand? So it must have open and close parenthesis. That is what makes what? A method. So in that same vein, you see that print line is a method. Do you understand? So it has what? Open and close parenthesis. And inside the method, we write a command, which is what? We write a data which is known as string. I will tell you why it is string. So it is called string because this information is wrapped inside a double quote. So that is why it is called string. Then we are ending it with semicolon. Semicolon here in programming language Java, it means full stop. So it's just like writing words and like ending it. So it means full stop. So that is that. Then here, like I told us, I said this is access modifier. You understand? It's just saying by public we mean any other file or class can access this what? Method. So this method here is a static method, and it is known as the entry point. It's the main method. You understand? It's a main method, and it is known as the entry point of our code. Why is it an entry point? It is a place where we execute every other file. If I create another file now that is not a main class, that is not a main file, I must execute it from here, from within this main method. Do you understand? Any other question? Any other question, please? So let me quickly re-explain this. So I told you public is an access specifier or access modifier, whichever way you want it. Then this class, I told us that it's a keyword that identifies this class is a keyword that identifies this hello word as what? A class. Do you understand? Then so this hello word is the name of what? The class. It is also called identifier. Then this line here, this whole place here is called the what? The class header. It's known as what? The class header. Then everything inside the class, the class has a curly braces that shows a block of code. Do you understand? So this curly braces, this yellow squiggly bracket here is known as what? Is known as block of code.
because everything uh, between, which is from here down here, is known as what? The class body. Do you understand? So it's known as what? The class body. Any other question? Okay, David is asking a question. He said, can you do a quick review on that, sir? Okay, what review? Please quickly type. What review do you want me to? Because I'm trying to repeat it as often as possible. Now, again, let me explain the main method. Like I said, public is an access specifier. By static, it means I said it before that it means this method works without instantiating an object of the what? Class. By void, this void simply means the method has no return type. You must not include what? A return type. Then, of course, this is the name of the method. This is main. You will see that the main is not written in uppercase. The M in the main, that is the first alphabet of the method, is not written in uppercase simply because it's a method, it's not a class. Then, of course, a method must come with what? Open and close parentheses. That is round bracket. So inside it, we have a keyword known as string. String is a class, and it means any argument to this method must be what? A string object. That's what it means. Then another one is we have a square bracket. This square bracket means that the argument to this method is an array of string. Do you understand? Then this args simply means is an identifier of the array of string that is the argument to this method. So that is that. So any other question, any question on that, so that we can proceed. Any question? Okay, are you talking about okay, I understand. Say on the developer, the compiler, and so on. Okay, let me explain that again one more time. Let me explain that one more time. This is it. You as a developer, you have written a code, a Java code. So the Java code is this, for example. So after the Java code, it has to be compiled. Before your Java code can be taken directly to the machine, because your machine can, you understand your code, the machine does not understand the code. So it's being compiled to through to a bytecode through what is known as Java C, Java compiler. So the Java compiler compiles it to what? A bytecode. So it is this bytecode that is being executed by JVM. Inside this JVM, there is another thing called a Java interpreter that interprets the code. Do you understand? So then after the code is being interpreted, the JVM now, it checks. Another function of the JVM is to check if your code has error. Like initially, there was an error that I ran into. I was notified by the JVM. So the JVM does the security check. That is the error check. Then after that, it now being sent to your operating system. So the operating system is what now sends us the output. That is where we now see what? The output. So that is that. Any other question? I think that explains that. So I want you to, I don't know, I want you to go to that website that I have just shared. This website, I want you to go there and run the code. Run the code. So if you run the code, let me know if it ran. So let me know. If you go there and run the code, let me know the output. If it runs successfully. If it doesn't run successfully, let me know, so that I can tell you one or two things that you are missing. So any other question? Any other question, please? Any other question? So so after that, since I have not seen any other questions, so let me proceed to what is known as variable. So for us, you will see that if you take a look at this, you will see that I just ran my code. What if I want to make reference to this code? I won't be able to make reference to this code simply because I didn't store it. I just had coded it. Do you understand? So now this now brings us to the concept of what is known as variable. Variable. So what is a variable? A variable is not. It goes beyond the usual variable that you know in your mathematics. Variable in programming language, especially in Java, simply means it's just like a vault. It means something to hold our data. Variable is something that holds our data. Our data could be in form of integer, it could be in form of string, it could be in form of character, it could be in form of it could be anything, it could be array, it could even be another variable. Do you understand? So variable is like a vault that holds our data. You understand? And we have different ways of naming variable. We have it's called a conventional way of naming variable. So we have snake casing. Snake casing. We have snake casing. I will explain each of that. We have Pascal casing. Pascal casing. We have Pascal casing. We have camel casing. Please, if you are naming your variables, just stick with camel casing. Now, let me explain what this is. Snake casing is in a variable naming convention that tries to combine two words together. You will see I write snake casing for readability. So I now use an underscore sign to combine the snake and casing. So it just explain a way of when you have two words. If I want to say, for example, e.g., if I want to create a variable that is called, let me say, integer number greater than 1. This is a variable, for example. Now, you will see that I'm trying to create readability by what? In between each word by putting underscore. It's just for readability's sake. So this system of naming convention, is what is regarded as what? Snake casing. Do you understand? Snake casing. Then we also have Pascal casing. Now, Pascal casing is such that each word in the variable is what? Is preceded with what? An uppercase. Is preceded with an uppercase. So we have P, Pascal casing. Pass. The first word here is pass, which is preceded by what? An uppercase P. Second word is cal, preceded by an uppercase C, and third one is what? Casing, which is preceded by uppercase C. So that is Pascal casing. Then we also have camel casing. This is such that the first word starts with what? Lowercase, and the subsequent word starts with what? Uppercase. So camel casing. So for convention's sake, stick with camel casing. It's very good. Just follow convention. It's good to follow convention in programming. Okay, he said it worked in yours. Okay, that's fine. Any other person? David Osegale said it worked. Any other person? Any other person? Please, let's make this class interactive. Any other person? So, variable is something that what? Holds our what? Data, holds our value. So value is that thing that is assigned to a variable. Variable is what is declared to hold a value. So that is meaning of variable. So yeah, let's now use variable. So let's assume I don't have. Now before I start to use variables, we have different kind of variables. Variable depends on our data types. We have different kind of data types. We have char, which is character. We have uh, we have int, which is integer. We have int, which is integer. We have string, which is collection of characters. We have float. We have double. We have boolean. We have what? Boolean. So these are the major data types we're gonna be working with in our foundational level. You understand? So before I start to explain each of these, let me quickly store a value in a variable so that we can see how it works in practical. So let's say this is Olisa. Hello Olisa. Let me just say Timson. Do you understand? So if I print this, it will give me what? Timson. So it prints out Timson. But what if I don't want to hard code it? I want to store this name in a variable. So that is when I will now say, okay, let me create a variable. Now this is a string. You understand? This is a string. So because it's a string, I will name my variable. I will declare my variable as what? String. So let me say, because it's a name, so I can say name. This is declaration. I have declared a variable, but I have not assigned value to that variable. That is why I said string name. Do you understand? So I need to assign value to that variable. So this variable is declared now, but no value assigned to it. So to assign value to it, you now say you don't need to write string again. You just need to write the variable name and store it with whatsoever you want to store. Now, so you see that each line I am putting what is known as semicolon. The semicolon simply means end of. It means the semicolon simply means like a full stop in your normal English. So it means end of line. Do you understand? So here I put a semicolon. So here, instead of calling Timson, I will just write name. I don't need to store anything inside the variable. I mean inside the string. I'll just say what? Name. Sorry. Sorry, what did I do? Sorry. Sorry. So, yeah, this is it. So, if I run it now, it will print the same thing. Okay, let me change the name. Let me change the value stored to that variable. Let me say John. Let me say John Doe. Do you understand? So let me say John Doe, so that of course you will see a different thing apart from the team scene that was already here. So if you run it, you see John Doe. So now let me explain this. Make sure I made a mistake. Sorry, I thought I was typing inside the main method. You don't type inside the class. So I thought I was typing inside the main method. I didn't know I was typing inside the class body. So you have to type inside the main method body. So string, which is the name of the data we are going to store inside a variable. This is the variable name, and this is a key name or data in data type you are storing inside this name. Because we are storing string, which is what? Combination of different characters. So combination of different characters is stored inside double quotes. This double quote. So we declare it. After declaring it, we now say, okay, since we have declared it, we have not assigned value. So let's now assign value. We now call this name here. This name we now call it here, and now assign what? John Doe there, which is what the value being assigned to what? The variable. So instead of now hard coding the this John Doe here, we just have to pass this variable inside here. So by passing it, it will print what is being stored inside the variable. It's just like this. Let's say, for example, you have your bag of laptop. You understand? So when you take the laptop, let's say somebody um, break into your house and left with uh, let's say somebody broke into your house rather and left with your bag, and your bag has your laptop in it. So you definitely say that person has what? Stolen your laptop. You won't say you are stolen. That person has stolen your bag. The person has what? Stolen your laptop. It's same thing as just taking the laptop and leaving the bag. So the content of the container is what is of concern here. So the content of this container, which is name, which is the variable, is John Doe, and that is what is being printed out. Mind you, don't type inside this the body of the class. Make sure you are typing inside this what? The body of the method. Do you understand? I just did this. I have not actually explained different data types. So I think the explanation of different data types will be tomorrow. And meanwhile, I will make sure. No, oh, no. Okay, is it because you did it before? Yes, it's showing Timson because I've done it before. But if I let me close this, let me rerun. You will see that yes, these are just previous code that I've run. Do you understand? So these are previous what? Code that I've run. So it doesn't matter. If I run it again, it will show another John Doe. Let me run it again. So it will show another what? John Doe. So it's simply because I've run Timson before. That's why it's now showing that. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I think this is getting pretty long. Um, so I will try to create a short video on how to install all all the packages and dependencies that you'll be needing to run your Java code successfully, instead of using the programmings.com that is set for those that are using mobile device. Any other question, please? If you have a question, please let me know. Let me know how comprehensive the class is so that I can adjust. Your feedback is important right here, so that I can adjust to something that is much more suitable for you. If you have any question, if you have any query, please let me know before your review is of utmost importance here. Your review is of utmost importance. So David, do you have any question? Anybody online, do you have any question? Do you have any question? I think we need to call it. We need to end the class so that we can continue from tomorrow. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Um, for those that are yet to join, please inform them that they should watch this so that they won't miss out. Thank you very much, David. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. For those that are present, please private chat me. Let me make sure your attendance is marked. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, David, you are writing something. So based on how you start the code, so what's up? All right. Thank you very much for the. Okay. Yeah, I think I've explained that. Maybe if you have a recap, if you have a rewatch, if you try and review the video, try and rewatch it. Watch it once again. You don't have to memorize all those syntaxes. You understand? you will it will just seem, don't worry, but with time you will get to understand it. You don't even have to memorize anything. Yes, sometimes it can be intimidating, but of course just be following through. That's why I gave you textbooks. So after this class, review your textbooks. At your free time, always go to your textbooks. And but in programming, yes, it started like that. I could okay. I understand what you are saying. In programming, it started with just class, then main. Okay, yeah, I can decide to do it this way too. It's still the same thing. It works. It works. Sorry. So let me run it again. Let me change the value down. Let me put David. Let me put David. You see that it ran successfully. So it doesn't matter. What matter is the fact that this is properly constructed. So by the word public, I told you this as an access specifier. It's just telling, it's just saying that every other file can have access to that class, to that main class. So in programming, you are not creating any other file. You are just mainly using that file that has been created for you. That's why they just remove the access specifier. So it works the same way. So I think that is clear. Thank you very much for your audience, and God bless. Bye.